In a world that is just obsessed with constant connection, what if the most powerful thing you could do is actually disconnect? Well, today we're going to dive into how that need for space isn't a retreat at all, but a really powerful strategy for mental efficiency and for thinking deeply.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt this way? You're craving quiet time. You just need to think, but to everybody else, it looks like you're being distant or maybe even antisocial. Yeah, that feeling of being misunderstood is right at the heart of what we're going to talk about.
And this slide just nails that whole disconnect, doesn't it? On the left, you've got what people see. Isolation, maybe they think it's social anxiety. But on the right, that's what's really going on. It's a conscious strategy. It's an act of mental efficiency, of deliberately creating space. You're not avoiding the world, you are literally creating the space you need to build within it.
Okay, so let's get into the why. What's actually happening on a psychological level when you seek out all that quiet? We need to start treating it as what it really is, your mind's own private thinking room.
And the key here is to see solitude not as some kind of emptiness, but as a carefully prepared environment. It's the mental version of a scientist walking into their lab or an artist stepping into their studio. This is where the real work gets done.
And here's what's actually happening inside that thinking room. When you remove all that external noise, you finally allow your mind to wander. And that wandering, it is absolutely crucial. It's what fires up your creative and problem-solving networks, and it's what allows you to finally connect the dots and piece together those really complex ideas that just can't take shape in a loud, crowded space.
And that leads us perfectly into our next point. This need for space, it isn't just a preference, It's a biological and a cognitive necessity. It's all about managing your single most precious resource, your mental energy.
This right here is the key. Cognitive complexity. It means your brain is constantly processing this massive web of variables and possibilities. It's like you're running this incredibly sophisticated software in the background, 24/7. And just like any powerful software, it takes a huge amount of energy to run it effectively. And this leads to a really critical idea, the small talk drain. I mean, think about it. Every single surface-level conversation that offers no real substance, it just acts like a massive tax on your brain's processing power. It is pure energy out with absolutely no return. This chart just says it all, right? During small talk, you can literally feel your cognitive resources just draining away. But in solitude, you're not just preserving that energy, you're actively refilling the tank, freeing up all those resources for what really matters. So the most important thing to get is that this is an active process. You are strategically avoiding that drain so that you can conserve your mental energy. And why? So you can run these high-speed mental simulations of your ideas, testing them from every angle to forge conclusions that are rock solid and unbreakable.
And this brings us to the real core shift in mindset. We're moving beyond just strategy now and into identity. This is about reframing silence as a reflection of your own internal value system. It's about choosing peace over performance.
Put simply, having an internal locus of evaluation just means that your validation comes from you, not from the outside world. You don't need the social performance of being busy or looking popular to feel like you have value. For you, the quality of your own thoughts is what matters most.
And here's the choice, laid out plain and simple. On one side, you've got that constant chase for external validation, performing, being busy. And on the other, you have the deliberate cultivation of an internal system that's built on peace and privacy. Choosing solitude is choosing that second path, every single time.
Just let that one sink in for a second. This single sentence completely flips the script on what it means to be alone. It's not a state of lack. It's a state of intense engagement. You're an analyst, a strategist, an architect. You are actively busy decoding the world around you. So how do we pull all of this together? How do we really embrace this as a strategy in our own lives? Well, it starts by finally recognizing your need for space for what it truly is. This is the ultimate takeaway. If you remember one thing, let it be this. Stop thinking of your need for quiet as some weird quirk or something you have to apologize for. It is a fundamental requirement for your mind to do its absolute best work. It's essential, not eccentric.
And I really want to leave you with this powerful metaphor. Just think about it for a second. No great building is ever built without first preparing the ground, right? Making sure the foundation is perfect. That's exactly what you're doing in the quiet. You're preparing the ground.
You can just picture the chaos of that, can't you? Everybody else is trying to build something important right in the middle of all the noise, the distractions, the interruptions. Their structures, they're bound to have flaws. But you, by stepping away into the quiet, you are making absolutely sure that when you finally do build, your idea is grounded in a foundation so solid, so well thought out, that nothing, and I mean nothing, can shake it. So, the next time you close the door, or put on your headphones to find some quiet, remember this: you are not shutting the world out. You are simply entering the lab where your genius lives and where your best work is done.